The year 2024 will be etched in our collective memory. It has been a year unlike any other, marked by a series of relentless and devastating weather events that have left an indelible mark on our planet and our lives. From the scorching heat waves that have swept across continents to the unprecedented floods that have submerged entire communities, the year has been a stark reminder of the fragility of our environment. Heat waves have scorched continents, setting record-breaking temperatures. In many regions, the mercury soared to levels never before recorded, causing widespread discomfort and health issues. Wildfires, fueled by extreme heat and drought, have raged across vast landscapes. These fires have not only destroyed homes and habitats but have also released massive amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, exacerbating the very problem they stem from. Floods, unlike anything seen in generations, have submerged entire communities. Torrential rains and rising sea levels have combined to create a perfect storm, leaving many areas uninhabitable and causing billions in damages. These are not isolated incidents. They are interconnected manifestations of a planet in peril. Each event is a symptom of a larger, more systemic issue that we can no longer afford to ignore. The frequency and intensity of these events are unprecedented. Data from around the world shows a clear and alarming trend. Our planet is experiencing more extreme weather events, and they are becoming more severe. Scientists have long warned about the consequences of climate change. For decades, researchers have been sounding the alarm, predicting the very scenarios we are now witnessing. These extreme weather events are a stark and undeniable reminder that those consequences are no longer theoretical. They are upon us. The evidence is all around, in the form of devastated landscapes and disrupted lives. The time for debate is over. The scientific consensus is clear, and the impacts are visible. We must move beyond discussions and take decisive action. The time for action is now. We must confront this challenge with the urgency it demands. Every moment we delay, the situation worsens, and the window for effective intervention narrows. We must confront this challenge with the urgency it demands. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play in addressing this crisis. It requires a collective effort, a unified response to a global threat. We must transition away from fossil fuels. Our reliance on coal, oil, and gas is driving the changes we see in our climate. Shifting to cleaner, renewable energy sources is not just an option, it is a necessity. We must invest in renewable energy sources. Solar, wind, and other renewable technologies offer a path forward, one that can provide the energy we need without the harmful emissions that are warming our planet. We must protect our forests and oceans. These natural systems play a crucial role in regulating our climate, absorbing carbon dioxide, and supporting biodiversity. Their preservation is essential for our survival. The future of our planet and the fate of generations to come depend on the choices we make today. Our actions now will determine the world our children and grandchildren inherit. Our planet is a delicate and interconnected system. The health of one part affects the whole, and the damage we inflict on our environment has far-reaching consequences. The consequences of our actions reverberate across the globe. From the melting ice caps to the rising sea levels, from the dying coral reefs to the disappearing forests, the impact is felt everywhere. We must act now to mitigate the worst effects of climate change. This means reducing our carbon footprint, protecting vulnerable communities, and investing in resilience and adaptation measures. We must act now to preserve our planet for future generations. The choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. Let us choose wisely, for the sake of all who come after us. The human toll of these extreme weather events is staggering. The sheer scale of destruction is almost unimaginable, leaving behind a trail of devastation that affects every aspect of life. Thousands have lost their lives. Each number represents a person, a family member, a friend, someone who had dreams and aspirations. Millions have been displaced from their homes. These are not just statistics. They are individuals who have been forced to leave behind everything they know and love. Families have been torn apart. Communities have been shattered. The bonds that hold us together are tested in the face of such overwhelming adversity. The human cost of climate change is measured in lives lost, livelihoods destroyed, and futures uncertain. The impact is felt in every corner of the globe, from urban centers to rural farmlands. Behind these statistics are real people with their own stories, dreams, and aspirations. Each story is a testament to human resilience and the will to survive. Each life lost represents a tragedy. Each candle lit in memory is a reminder of the fragility of life and the need for collective action. Each person displaced represents a family uprooted, a community fractured. The emotional and psychological toll of such displacement is profound and long-lasting. We cannot afford to become numb to these statistics. Each number is a call to action, a plea for empathy and support. They represent the human face of climate change. Their stories are a powerful reminder of the urgent need for action. The emotional toll is immeasurable. The grief and loss experienced by those affected are beyond words. The trauma of losing loved ones, homes, and communities will have long-lasting effects. The road to recovery is long and arduous, requiring both physical and emotional healing. The mental health impact of climate change is a growing concern. Support systems and resources are crucial in helping individuals cope with the aftermath of such disasters. We must provide support and resources to those who have been affected by these disasters. Community efforts and volunteer work play a vital role in the recovery process. We have a moral obligation to act. The time for complacency is over. We must demand change from our leaders and take action in our own lives. We cannot stand idly by as our fellow human beings suffer. Compassion and solidarity are essential in times of crisis. We must extend a helping hand to those in need. Every act of kindness and support makes a difference. We must work together to build a more just and equitable world, a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of where they live. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, regardless of where they live. Together we can create a future where hope and resilience prevail over despair and destruction. The economic consequences of these extreme weather events are equally profound. The costs of rebuilding after disasters are astronomical. Businesses have been destroyed, infrastructure has been crippled, supply chains have been disrupted. The global economy is facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions. The World Bank estimates that climate change could push over 100 million people into poverty by 2030. The economic impacts of climate change are already being felt worldwide. No country is immune to the economic fallout of a changing climate. The insurance industry is facing unprecedented losses. Governments are struggling to cope with the costs of disaster relief and recovery. The economic burden of climate change is becoming increasingly unsustainable. We must transition to a low-carbon economy. Investing in renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable infrastructure will create jobs, boost economic growth, and reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. The transition to a green economy is not just an environmental imperative, it is an economic necessity. Section 4. The unmistakable link. Climate change and extreme weather. In this section, we will delve into the undeniable connection between the changing climate and the increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events. The scientific evidence is overwhelming. Researchers around the globe have been meticulously studying climate patterns, atmospheric changes, and the resulting impacts on weather systems. Their findings leave no room for doubt. Climate change is real, it is human-caused, and it is already having a profound impact on our planet. The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and other human activities are accelerating the natural greenhouse effect, leading to unprecedented changes in our environment. The Earth's average temperature has risen by about 1 degree Celsius since the late 19th century. While this may seem like a small change, it has significant implications for our climate system and the stability of our weather patterns. This warming is primarily due to human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, trap heat and cause the planet to warm at an accelerated rate. Greenhouse gases trap heat from the sun, causing the planet to warm. This process, known as the greenhouse effect, is essential for life on Earth, but human activities have intensified it to dangerous levels. This warming is altering our climate system, leading to more extreme weather events. Hurricanes are becoming more powerful, tornadoes more frequent, and thunderstorms more severe. The link between climate change and extreme weather is undeniable. Scientists have observed a clear correlation between rising global temperatures and the increasing occurrence of extreme weather phenomena. As the planet warms, the atmosphere can hold more moisture. This increased capacity for moisture leads to heavier and more intense rainfall events, which can result in devastating floods. This leads to more intense rainfall and flooding. Urban areas with their concrete surfaces and inadequate drainage systems are particularly vulnerable to these extreme weather events. Warmer temperatures also lead to more evaporation, which can exacerbate droughts and increase the risk of wildfires. Regions that were once lush and fertile are now facing severe water shortages and increased fire hazards. The science is clear. Climate change is making extreme weather events more frequent, more intense, and more destructive. From hurricanes and floods to droughts and wildfires, the evidence is all around us. We cannot ignore the science. The data and research are compelling, and the consequences of inaction are dire. It is imperative that we listen to the experts and take their warnings seriously. We must act now to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the worst effects of climate change. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, adopting sustainable practices, and protecting our forests are crucial steps in this fight. The future of our planet depends on it. By taking action today, we can ensure a healthier, more stable environment for future generations. The time to act is now, and together we can make a difference. Section 5, The Global Response, A Race Against Time. The international community has recognized the urgency of the climate crisis. The Paris Agreement, adopted in 2015, aims to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius, compared to pre-industrial levels. The agreement has been ratified by nearly 200 countries. However, current commitments are not enough to meet the goals of the Paris Agreement. Global greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise. We need more ambitious action from all countries, particularly the largest emitters. International cooperation is essential. Climate change is a global problem that requires a global solution. We must work together to share knowledge, technology, and resources. We must support developing countries in their efforts to transition to low-carbon economies. The race against time is on. We must act now to avert the worst effects of climate change. The future of our planet and the well-being of generations to come depend on the choices we make today.